to Speed Scene Live, the #1 online drag racing TV show and the only show dedicated to the sportsman racer. Brought to you by Curry Rear Ends, M&H Tires, Hedman Hustler Headers, Aeromotive Fuel Systems, and TheFote.com. With your hosts, Diana Might, Bruce Barker, Scott Lucky Hudson, Alex the Cargirl Rogio, Hot Rod Bob Beck, plus Dar Hawthorne and Donnie Couch.
Welcome tonight to Speed Scene Live. I would be Bruce Barker. Let's get introductions right after this moment, folks.
I would like to ask that you please remain standing as Miss Alex Ruggiero will perform our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you very much, James. Thank you so much, Alex. Gorgeous as usual. Much appreciated. We are...
That's how you kick off a racing show.
There we go. Yeah.
That would be Alex Rogio, the car girl.
Thank you.
And Hot Rod Bob is here as well.
Hey, guys.
And welcome, everyone, to Speed Scene Live. This is the show right before that day, you know, where all the practical jokes and stuff happen. This is not a joke.
Is it?
Diana Might and Lucky Hudson both out on assignment tonight. And but our assignment is right here. So, welcome, you guys. Bob, we missed you last week.
Yeah, I had the weekend off, so I prepared. I did a lot of research for tonight's show, so I did not waste time.
Yeah. I'm glad to hear that.
Yes.
And, of course, Alex Rogio, we haven't seen you yet.
This year. This is my first show this year.
That is hard to believe. Now, you
And
did...
It's only, March 31st?
Yeah, March 31st. Yeah.
Unbelievable. I think we did talk to you on the phone on an episode a few weeks ago, though.
That's right.
Yep.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Very I had almost forgot.
Time flies by.
I'm glad you remembered that.
Yeah, well, it's one of the few things what's my name?
Yeah.
We have a ton of catching up to do because you've been doing a lot of racing and you've
Yeah.
been flogging that Magnum. So maybe we ought to get up to date a little bit.
Yeah.
Sure. I got some new personal bests in the car in the Magnum in the last couple of months. We went to Fontana for the first 2 test and tunes of the year, and we made a lot of changes over the car over the winter. It was a very short off season, not as long as we thought that we were going to have to make all these changes, but
Never long enough when you're working on it.
exactly. It really, really paid off, and I got to give credit to Richard for that, for working over Christmas and New Year's, and before we made all these changes, our best ET in the car was a 1046. We got the car down to 1029, and to tell you the truth, I did not think this car was capable of running a 1029. If you had told me that a year ago, I don't think I would have believed you.
4,000 pounds.
It weighs just over 4,000 pounds now with me on the scales. It used to weigh like 4,300 before the winter, but we were able to take out over 200 pounds and more to come.
Wow.
The harder you work, the more you get. But
you've pulled the entire interior out of that car, just about.
Oh man,
And you've
we
got
took
so much out of that
out.
car out over the years. But I mean, even the last time I saw the car, which was last season, there wasn't much there.
Yeah, the carpeting is all gone. The seats are all gone. I got a new seat. I'm not racing with the cushy, heated 8-way adjustable stock seat anymore. I
No
got
bun warmers.
No, I got a new Kirky. I got it fits me well. It's the smallest seat they make, so everyone laughs and says it looks like a high chair in there now, but whatever. It's safer and it's lighter, and it can let us go faster. So I'm happy with it.
Wow.
It's pretty incredible, and our best 60-foot ever has been a 1.32 in a 4,000-pound car, which is pretty incredible.
You know, it's
I never thought of
surprising
that.
what
Yeah.
creature comforts. Bob, you know this, having
Yes.
stripped cars and turned them
Oh,
into
yeah.
hot rods and stuff before. I was handling on this continual, never-ending 58 Lincoln project the other day. Just these door panels that are, all it is it's a giant channel on the passenger and the driver's door, the interior, that ducts air from some vents in the front all the way back to the rear passengers.
Yeah.
These things are like 30 pounds a piece.
Yep.
And all they could have made them, it's the 50s, so it's a different story.
Yeah.
But, nowadays it'd be 2 pounds of plastic or something. Just, man.
Yeah.
So, of course, we've all gone through that, but you're talking about a modern car and you're still able to unweight it that much.
Oh yeah, I mean, no more AC compressor, no extra venting in the dash. We took the actual
more
whole dash
AC?
assembly out, and that was. Richard can tell you how difficult that was, but
Well, now you're not driving the car to every race.
no, it's a fully trailered car now. It's no longer streetable at all for a couple of reasons. One, it's just really not worth risking driving that car in the street if somebody decided that they wanted to come and run a red light and we're sitting there. Then there goes our
Yeah.
race car. There goes it's just not really worth it. So. As you can see, we're lifting up the wheels more so
Yeah.
than we ever have before.
So when you putting the wheelie bars on?
When we can strip a little bit more weight out of it. I mean,
Oh, man.
it's not like it's coming 3 feet off the ground, but it's carrying it, it's coming, I'd say, a foot off the ground and carrying it, 20,
That's
30 feet.
Still
which-
amazing. That's more like a super stocker
Yeah.
right.
type situation. I mean, you watch stock, super stock classes, and those guys all pick them up, and bodies look are completely stock on those for the most part, and you watch them picking the wheels up. But you were talking about 3,000-pound cars. You've got a 4,000-pound, and that car was never designed for straight line. That's still got the Mercedes design
I know.
chassis.
Mercedes chassis, Mercedes transmission, Mercedes computers. I mean, it's. Yes, the car's to come a long way over the years. It's made a lot of leaps and bounds.
What do you guys...
what we do.
Yeah, what do you do next?
I'm not sure. We're pretty happy with the way it is. We've got the most consistent 60-foots we've ever had, and partially that's because of the new Mickey Thompson Pro Bracket radials that we've been testing and running, and we love them. And
You're not even running slicks. You're running radials?
no, these are very interesting tires. They behave a lot like bias ply tires, but in that they can recover from spin really well, but they're consistent like radials are. So
Wow.
they're really, really cool tires. I recommend them to anybody who's looking to step up their game a little bit in tires.
Well, especially when you're picking the front end up on a 4,000-pound car, you're not running race slicks. You're essentially running a DOT-style tire.
No, it's not a DOT.
Not a DOT, but
No.
all right, it is a race tire.
Yes.
But it is not a slick.
Correct,
type
it's
tire.
radial. So now I have radials on all four corners, which before I had radials on the front and bias on the rear, which some people say isn't the greatest idea,
yeah,
but now
not
it's
if you-
nice and stable. Now it's good.
Yeah. Okay. So the only thing you could do possibly would be go to a wrinkle wall if you wanted to see how that would work.
We
on the
we
car,
do. We have a set of spares that we can go to if need be.
if need be.
How's that?
So the adventures you've had recently with the car. See, I didn't know this until today. You were in the finals. Was it Mopars at the Strip?
Yeah, we raced. We were in Vegas for 3 weeks. We just got back last night. I haven't even been in Southern California for 24 hours yet. And we had a summit race. We had a PSCA race, which is where I sang that anthem. in the tower, and I also sang both the Canadian and American national anthems on last Saturday at Vegas again for the Mopars at the Strip race, and we were lucky enough to go to the final. The car, like I said, has been very, very consistent. The setup's there. We were running a little bit less power just to guarantee our traction, and we went to the final in the modern muscle class, which is only late model Hemis, which is really, really cool because I don't know of any other race or series or event that you can race that only has Gen 3 Hemis in it. So Challengers, Chargers, 300s.
So yeah, you'd obviously see, and with those Hemi engines, a lot of different bodies, a lot of the different Chrysler bodies would be, alongside in the other lane against you.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's the only place that I can think of that I get to race a whole bunch of SRT8 Challengers, and I mean, it's just, you walk up and down the lanes and it's all these cool new cars, which, of course it's always great to race with all these cool cars, but most of the time they're classic cars.
Well, and what you're doing now, that makes it a little bit more equal because all of those Chryslers are running the same basic chassis.
Yeah.
Chassis, computer, all these electronic fuel injection. The computer's constantly compensating for all these different changing conditions. All this stuff that we've been dealing with for 3 years racing this car, and now we get to actually race with all these people that are on the same boat.
You've improved that car quite a bit. Now, the technology that you've got is quite a bit more advanced than I think the others that come out and race.
Well, some of the people that are in that class haven't put as much time or effort into making their car a dedicated race car as much as we have. But we've got the help of Arrington and Shop Hemi. They've helped us a lot in setup and tuning, and thanks to them, we've got a pretty good race tune set up on the computer. I mean, it's we were definitely the fastest running car in the class. There was like 16 or 17 cars in the class, and we were definitely the fastest one by, I think, about a second.
So you've set the standard that the others are going to have to try and catch up to.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, it was a very fun day. I was really, really happy to go to a final. It's been a while, so it's fun.
All right, now have you got the car? You're running 1020s now, and you've got it not set on kill yet. Do you have the cage and other things that should you dip into the 9-second zone?
No. If we were going to go 9s, we would have to do a couple extra things to the car. That's not really something I would say is going to happen right away. It's possible for the near future, I'm not sure. But I think if we can stay consistently in the low 10s and try to be the faster car for more elimination rounds, then we'll be in a good spot.
So you like chasing the competition?
Well, it's always an advantage. Most people believe that it's an advantage to be the faster car in a bracket race because the whole race is in front of you. Of course, the first person to leave has the first chance of red lighting, so that's an advantage. I mean, it's just all about racing and winning and trying to get better.
Okay, now I haven't raced like you have. What is it like when you've got a guy that comes up there or a gal that dials 15s, which is still an aggressive, pretty good time for one of these cars?
Yeah.
You've got to run them down. I mean, you're not catching them till almost at the finish line.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that because it takes a lot of concentration, especially in a car that doesn't have a delay box or crosstalk or computers that let you just mat throttle whenever you want to. I have to sit there on the tree and wait to get on the two-step so that I'm not heating up the converter too long. So if I'm racing a car that's 3 seconds or more slower than me, I usually, even at 2 seconds, I wait. I count to myself however much difference there is between our ETs, and I sit there and get on the throttle when I think it's time. And sometimes it's difficult to cut a light when you're sitting there waiting forever, to be honest. But it's just something you got to focus on. You just have to be ready, and you got to rehearse and know what's coming and know how it's going to play out before you even get to the track.
Yeah, the anticipation and watching the other car get smaller in the windshield has got to be something that you have to watch and be careful.
Well, if you're watching the other car go down the track when you're waiting for your tree to come on, you're not looking in the right spot. You should be looking at the tree.
Wrong.
Yeah. Well, you just said you're not a bracket racer, so
No,
of course.
no.
How are you supposed to know?
Tried it, but
Yeah, well, there you have it. Hey, I know we've got a guest coming up in just mere seconds. Who's that going to be, Alex?
We are going to talk to Matt Hagan, funny car world champion.
Yes.
Nice. You know what I think we ought to do? Maybe to get ready for Matt, who's going to be on the phone in just a bit, we could take a little break.
Good.
Yeah, and then we'll jump right back into this thing. What do you say, Hot Rod Bob?
I think we can do that.
This is Dale Worsham, and you're watching Speed Scene Live.
At Aeromotive, we believe that performance means reliability, longevity, and durability. Being the best is no secret. By utilizing aerospace processes, procedures, technology, in-house engineering, true applications knowledge, and 3 generations of track experience, it's easy to see why we're the best. We take great pride in the fact that everything we sell, we design and make in the USA. See our entire line of fuel pumps and related products by logging on to aeromotiveinc.com. Aeromotive. We know it, we race it, we live it.
M&H Tires, makers of racing tires that give you the best bite for the buck. You've paid a lot for that horsepower. Make sure you use it all. M&H Tires has the best compounds available for maximum traction. Go to mandhtires.com. That's mandhtires.com. Buy direct and save at the website and mention the Speed Scene for a 5% discount. That's right, mandhtires.com. Call them at 661-324-4773. M&H Tires has tech guys ready to answer your questions or to recommend the best tire for you, slicks or DOT. M&H Tires has it all. M&H were the first to create racing tires for muscle cars and also the first to create racing tires for sport compact cars. Legendary M&H Tires. Shop online. Mention the Speed Scene and save 5%. Get the best racing tires, great personal service, and save 5%. Go to mandhtires.com or call them at 661-324-4773. mandhtires.com.
Welcome back to Speed Scene Live, the #1 online drag racing TV show. Brought to you by Curry Rear Ends, M&H Tires, Hedman Hustler Headers, Aeromotive Fuel Systems, and TheFote.com.
All right, welcome back to Speed Scene Live. I'm Hot Rod Bob Beck. Alongside, back in the studio with us again is Alex Rogio.
I'm back.
She's come back after a successful 3 weeks in lost wages racing. I mean, that's a lot of seat time. Working on the board and handling the switches and everything else that you don't see behind the camera is Bruce Barker.
I don't know. I'm feeling a little rough tonight. I don't know. It's sometimes it's just we're hours before April Fools. I just don't know what's happening.
Well, it's the end of the month too.
Don't know what's coming.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. We got to pay the rent.
You got to pay the rent. You're rushing to close out all the books, and I understand. Sure.
Yeah. Hey, we have a luminary, as they say, a luminary on the phone.
Ooh.
And Alex, perhaps you could handle the introductions for this.
Yes. This guy is a really nice guy. He agreed to be on the show. I'm so happy and really, really excited to talk to him. He's a world champion NHRA funny car driver, Matt Hagan.
Hey, Matt, welcome to Speed Scene Live.
Hey guys, thanks for having me on the show.
Hey Matt, sorry about the time confusion. I'm glad you were so eager to get on the show that you wanted to call in earlier.
Yeah, I called in earlier a couple times, but I guess I can't count like I did in this weekend in Charlotte, and got all the numbers mixed up. But anyway, we're glad to be here, glad to be talking to you guys, and hopefully there's a few guys out there listening that enjoy the show. Oh,
I'm sure, and I am anticipating that you've talked about this quite a bit since Sunday, but I've got to ask. The ESPN interview was pretty short. I'd love to hear from you, your words about what happened in the first round at the Four Whites. Yeah, that's obviously something I'm not going to forget for a long time. What happened was you're up there staging the car. I was first one in the bulb there to pre-stage, and as I was bumping into stage, Cruz went deep. He turned his top bulb off,
which is the top pre-stage bulb. And so I glanced over and looked at that, and when I cut my eyes back to what I thought was my bulb, I wasn't looking at my bulb anymore, but the stage light came on. So I grabbed the brake and looked down at the tree, like ready for it to come on, and I still hadn't staged the car yet, so I was looking at the wrong bulb. But, you got 4 of them lined up across there, and just a lot going on, but obviously an amateur mistake and not something that I'm real proud of, but you got to own it when you mess up. And you go around, I bought all my guys some beer and said sorry, and, we'll get back after it in Vegas.
Well, I don't know. I think there's got to be a better way. I mean, I'm no expert at this at all, but there's so much confusion at the 4 wides with this very scenario. I mean, Cruz went deep, and then Wilkerson never left, and then in Pro Stock, 3 people out of 4 went red. I mean, there's just there's got to be a better way that this can be improved, because I completely can see how that would be confusing. I mean,
yeah, there's definitely a lot going on, and I think obviously that's kind of, I guess, the idea behind it. But on the flip side of it, it definitely can take you out of your routine and cause some problems for you. And I mean, we've been able to win the 4 wide, and it's just for me, I don't know, it's another race to go to, so that's why we're there. And I love racing no matter what it is, and you want to go out there and do the best job you can. But man, to make a small mistake like that and it cost you the race, it was just I was beside myself. So obviously, as a competitor, you try to do the same thing every time the same, and you go up there the same routine, the same procedure, and you roll into a race like that, and there's nothing the same. So you really have to adapt to it, and I just didn't do a really good job adapting this weekend, and it cost us a couple round wins this weekend.
So I know you've talked about this a lot already, but there's something. This brings up a question of mine that I think really applies to a lot of different sports and racing. You talk a lot about sports psychology. I know, I believe you utilize that a lot. The mental aspect of racing is so important, and I'm not sure if everyone is aware of that, how very important the mental aspect is. As a racer...
I mean, honestly... Yeah, it's more mental than it is physical by far. Just having a positive attitude and when you do make a mistake, and taking that and figuring out a way to turn it into a positive to bring your A game to the table next time. I mean, I think there's just a lot of things that you can learn from your mistakes, and we're going to make more mistakes than we ever do anything right a lot of the times, and especially in drag racing, there's just so many things that can go wrong and so many different variables you're dealing with. But it's real important to bring the mental edge, to have a great mental game and be able to utilize that out on the racetrack. And I do think a lot of people, they don't do that. They get on the practice tree and they hit the practice tree here and there, and that's great, but there's just so much more involved than just that. I mean, there's just a lot of stuff as far as about being positive and kind of telling yourself what to do up there. And for me, I definitely talk to myself. I probably would sound like a crazy person if someone else heard me inside of my race car, but it works for me. And it just seems to come full circle a lot of times, especially when there's a lot of pressure situations. And to be honest, the majority of my career has been a pressure situation. Everything's always on the line, and we've been battling for a championship for 4 or 5 years now. So, we're right there in the mix of it, and it's just what I know how to do to make things happen for us.
Now, Matt, I got a question for you. You're one of the young guys in the field. How did it feel when you took out John Force last year?
Well, man, I tell you what, it's great when you take out John, but it's great to take out anybody. I mean, I think that once you get to this level and the competition is so tough, no matter who you're racing. I think that you can on Sunday, any given car that qualifies for that field can win that race. And when it comes down to you and another guy like John Force, which is a living legend, and I got lots of respect for him. But it could come down to anybody because all these cars out here are that good, and the drivers are that good too. So you really have to find a way to have an edge out there and make sure that you can, leave a couple hundreds on somebody, and then your crew chief, he's got to have a good race car underneath you, and it really has to come together. I mean, going into the beginning of this year, when we won last year and won the first 2 races of this year, and what blew me away about it is not that we turned that many win lights on, but that we didn't have part failures or something else crazy happened to lose a round because of it. I mean, it's so easy for these things to put a cylinder out or spit a spark plug out of it or hang a rod out of it. I mean, there's just so many things, push a head gasket out, that can go wrong. And that was, to me, I was like, wow, we really are going over our stuff and making sure that we have great parts and pieces in these race cars.
So did you? I know you credit a lot of your success to your team. I love that about you as a driver. You basically give all the credit to your team and crew. Do you think that Dickie found something in the last half a year or so that you can attribute to the success that you guys have had?
Well, I mean, honestly, frankly, he's just a badass. I mean, the guy's smart. He lives it. I mean, he takes it home with him. It's never. He's just, a lot of crew chiefs at the end of the day, they're done. They go have a cocktail or whatever, and Dickie goes back to his hotel room with a laptop computer and looks at it there, and then wakes up in the morning, he's looking at it, and I don't think the guy ever really sleeps. I mean, he truly throws. It's his life. He throws it all out there, and that's what I love about him, because he's so passionate about it. So, for me, it's so tough when I make a mistake out there that, because I know how involved he is and how passionate he is about about winning in the sport and everything else. And, but it drives me to be better as well. So, Dickie, he's got a great combination right now. I mean, we've been testing some other stuff, but the combination that we're running, it works. And it's hard to change from something that works to something that you think that might work. So I think that we're just going to keep digging and keep doing what we know how to do. And we got a great race car, and we're turning on win lights and qualifying well. So there's no reason that we shouldn't win a few more races along the way.
Oh, I have no doubt about that. Matt, I don't think a lot of this question has been touched on too much in interviews with you, but how did you get started racing? I think I remember you saying that you started racing ATVs.
Yeah, I didn't have a race car, so I just started bracket racing my 4-wheeler on Thursday nights and won a little bit of cash and got hooked. I was like, wow, I can win money doing this. So I just started doing that, and my dad has a car lot, so I started stealing all the cars off his used car lot and bringing them back with no tires on them and the transmission about hanging out of them. And he finally got wind of it and was like, all right, kid, I'm going to help you get a race car, so you don't, I got to sell these cars that you're taking. So anyway, one thing led to another, got in front of some local sponsors, and the local guys introduced me to the corporate guys, and then they started throwing some money at me. And the next thing I know, I'm signing a multi-year deal with Don Schumacher Racing. So it's been pretty cool, and it's been straight to the top as soon as I said go with him. I mean, he's put me in a great race car and had phenomenal people around me. Like I said, that's the only reason I've had success out here is because of my team and the people that's been around me, and the core group of guys that I've been able to keep from the beginning. Without them, I don't think we would have accomplished what we've been able to today.
Now, you mentioned that a lot of your success is because of the crew and the people you're around, but I think you got to give yourself some credit for your unbelievable reaction times. You're officially the fastest lever in 2014. What did you do to get your reaction times improved that much? I mean, it's like 60s and 70s in a funny car, even 40s and 50s at times is insane. What did you do?
Yeah, the game just kind of really slowed down for me. At first, the first couple of years driving the car, there's a lot of stuff that was really fast, and even the starting line was fast. The reaction times and stuff like that. The tree fell fast on me, and the game just really, really slowed down for me, and I was able to see the light a lot more. But I just keep my procedures the same every time, and just kind of do the same thing. And obviously, I practice that way as well, but a lot of it was more the mental game for me, just, kind of getting my head clear and focused on what I need to do and staying positive. And I know it sounds bad, but I go up there saying I'm leaving on whoever I'm racing, you know what I mean? I'm like, it's what it's going to be, you know what I mean? And you just take that energy and you carry it over onto the racetrack. And I don't know, I mean, I know it sounds crazy, but it's just kind of what I do. And, you know, I've been able to have some success with it. But those guys, they're catching up, you know, they're working hard, and, you know, they're right there on my tail with some of that reaction stuff. I mean, we're still able to give a couple hundreds on the tree here and there, but it's like anything, you know. I mean, some of it has to do too with the way that the crew chief runs the car, you know. I mean,
yes.
Some guys will put more, you know, turn the screw more, they have more fuel in the barrel valve and different things like that. And it just fits really well with the way Dickie runs the car and the way I leave. And you know, I mean, I don't really have a lot of sports injury, but my knee, sometimes I can't get out of the funny car because I hit the pedal so hard that like it hurts my knee, you know. So I kind of like limp like I'm old, you know, when I get out of the car. And then after that I'm good to go. But that's just kind of my weak link there is, you know, I want to hit the pedal so hard that I actually hurt myself. But you know, that's just what you got to do. I mean, you got to go up there and just, you know, put 100% into it, and you know, at the end of it, then you can look back and, you know, be happy with what you're doing.
So we're not going to see any flips off the roof?
No, it's not anytime soon, man. Unless you want to see me land on my head.
Oh, well, as long as you got your helmet on, you might be all right. Just.
Hey, Matt, what's the best piece of advice you can give to sportsman racers about how to improve their performance mentally on race day? Is it about preparation before the race even starts? Is it about mental rehearsal? Is it about the practice tree? What do you think advice you can give?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think the biggest thing that helped me out when I first started off was, you know, a guy pulled me to the side and he was like, look, you know, I know you're nervous. This is race day. It's important, you know, but there's nothing that you can do out there that someone hasn't already done or messed up. So just relax, do what you know how to do. Really, for me, how I deal with pressure and being able to handle it, I minimize it. You know, I'm able to take a situation and look at what I can control out there. What do I have control over? And it's pretty minimal when you really break it down and look at it. You know, you leave on time, you keep it in the groove, and you turn the wind light on. And, you know, and obviously, you know, taking care of the clutch and doing some of that stuff. But it all comes back down to doing the same thing every time. And when you do that and you really minimize what you can control, it kind of, I think a lot of people look at the big picture too much. They're like, oh, what happens if this happens, or whoever I'm racing, what do they got to do, you know? And they get overwhelmed with it, and the pressure becomes even more. So sometimes it's better just to take a step back and a deep breath and really kind of just realize what you have control over and focus on that and try to do a good job with that. And that's what seems to help me and have some success along the way, and really not feel any pressure while I'm doing what I do.
Well, that sounds good to me. I think that's something that a lot of people should, well, for me especially. I mean, I've gone through a couple of different Frank Hawley classes, and that definitely focusing on what you have control over is sort of vindicating in a way, because it takes your responsibility away from all these things that really don't matter what the other person's doing, like you said. So, excellent. Now, Matt, you really have nothing to be ashamed of as far as performance this year. You're only 2 points behind the lead. So how do you feel about the overall start of the season and how that bodes for the rest of the year?
I think we got a lot of momentum going right now. I mean, obviously, I really do feel like that we could have gone some rounds, maybe, you know, done really well at Charlotte if I hadn't messed it up for us. But, you know, the car itself and the performance that we've had has been, you know, more than I could ask for, honestly. I mean, you know, drag racing, you're lucky if you win a couple along the way, you know, and we've already won 2 to start the year off. Gainesville, we had lane choice and we didn't pick the right lane. We got over in the bad lane, which we thought we could handle early, and it just didn't work out. So it wasn't a car issue. It was just we were in some bald rubber over there and just too much primary on the car, and it didn't work out. And then, you know, in Charlotte was my mess up. So, you know, we've just been beating ourselves here the last 2 races. So honestly, rolling into Vegas in the next few races, I think, you know, if we get some of those jitters out and you know, mental errors out of the way, I think we're going to be just fine. I'm really, really looking forward to the next couple races coming up. Getting back in that car and strapping in and doing what I do. I mean, we tested after Monday, and everybody, all my guys, they were like, "Man, you sure you know how to stage the car?" All that kind of stuff. So at least they got all their joking and fun out of the way, in testing on Monday, and we're rolling here to Vegas and hopefully have some fun and turn some win lights on.
Matt, you're coming up, as you go through the year, it all goes down to the chase to an extent. Where do you want to be when it gets when the chase actually goes into?
Well, I'd love to be one, but statistics, I guess they say that usually the number one guy doesn't win it. I mean, we finished second the year we entered it first, and the 2 times that I won the championship, I think I won it from the 6th and the 7th spot. So you just have to be in it to win it. You just got to have a good race car, and things work out your way. And you can't make any mistakes those last 6 races. I mean, it really comes down to just running well, having some breaks go your way, and making some good decisions and being a racer on Sunday. That's the thing that I really think that my crew chief does really well is he's a racer. Dickie is one of those guys where, yeah, they all have egos, but he'll set his ego aside and say, "All right, kid, look, the track will hold in 05, but I'm going to run in 07, and if you can give us 2 on the tree, then we're going to go down the racetrack and we're going to win." So it's just one of those deals where he's not out there to try to run low ET of every round of whatever the track could hold. And when you start racing like that and you start really being a racer on Sunday, I think that's what really kind of makes the difference in winning races and losing races.
Well, I'm incredibly excited for you and your team. I think I will be at Vegas. I really hope I can go, and I can't wait to see how you guys do. I've got complete faith in the whole team, and the whole DSR team. I'm sure is you guys always do well. So.
Well, thanks. Well, it sounds like I need to be taking some notes from you. It sounds like you're kicking tail out there and having a good time and doing really well. Well,
thank you, Matt. I appreciate that. It's a good start to the season for both of us. We'll put it that way. How's that?
Right on. Very cool. Well, congratulations.
Well, thanks for being on the show, Matt. I really appreciate your time. Sorry it's so late.
Oh, it's fine. I'm still up. I'm kind of a night owl anyway, so it all works out. But
right.
But anyway, thank you guys for having me on the show. I just real quick wanted to say thank you to our fans. Without our fans, we can't do anything. I mean, the ones that go out here and support our sponsors like Rocky Boots, Mopar, and Magneti Marelli it's just awesome. I mean, I'm able to see the return on the investment there, and I just can't say thanks enough to our NHRA fans that are so loyal. So thanks again for you guys showing me some love on the show tonight, and hopefully we'll see everybody at Vegas.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Matt.
Take care, Matt.
All right, take care.
Wow.
That's good.
That is a good talk with a good guy.
Yeah, he is a good guy. When you look at the Top Fuel guys or the funny car guys, there really aren't anyone that's got a real personality conflict. They're really good guys. They're all there to race.
Yeah.
And he gives so much credit to his crew, and you can tell that he genuinely felt bad about what happened at the Four Whites. But really, I mean, it's just everybody makes mistakes. It's just the way it is.
And he won't do that one again.
And he won't do it again. And he's learned from it, just like any good driver would do.
Yeah.
So.
There you have it. Hot Rod Bob,
yes.
Time for a little break. We got the Great American Auto Scene still to come.
We got gas.
All right, coming up, Speed Scene Live.
Hi, I'm Chad Head, and you're watching Speed Scene Live.
Take your vehicle's racing performance to an all-new level with a custom racing engine from Paul Williams Specialties. Put PWS's 30-plus years of experience to work on your race car, muscle car, any type of high-performance engine. PWS can build your winning combination from scratch or refresh and improve your current engine. Working on a project? Don't waste money through trial and error. Consult with Paul Williams first. Rev up your performance with Paul Williams Specialties, helping championship-level drivers become champions through better performance and reliability.
For over half a century, Currie rear-end components have been twisting out the torque and taking the punishment. And the new Currie lineup is stronger than ever. Some of the world's most capable, hardest-working vehicles depend on Currie gears, which is why you can too. Street cars, hot rods and resto rods, drag cars, rock-crawling four-wheel drive vehicles, whatever you're piloting, Currie expertise and rock-solid design means the parts will do their job, so you can do yours. Check out Currie's custom rear ends, featuring a full line of upgrades, components, and installation options. The Currie Crate rear ends lineup offers ultra-strong construction on third members and carrier assemblies, and other underside parts like correct link steering systems keep your four-wheeler pointed where you want it. Add in a wide variety of solid, purpose-built suspension and brake components, and you've got one tough, ready-to-go machine. Grab a hold of a Currie rear end. Talk to the experts at 714-367-2679 or view the complete line online at currieenterprises.com. Everyone in the armed forces that has served to defend our great country and our freedom, all of us here in the United States of America would like to offer our sincere appreciation for all that you do and all that you've done. To every family that has made a sacrifice for us, we thank you.
60 years. That's a long time for a company to do any one thing. Doing it right while sticking to your founding values. Now that takes hard work and dedication. For 60 years, Hedman's all-American workforce has been devoted to manufacturing the very best headers any team of craftsmen can build. That's 60 years of cutting, 60 years of bending, 60 years of welding, more than 2 million in all, and every set made right here at home. At Hedman Headers, we build all-American horsepower, then back it up for life. Hedman Headers, made in the USA.
Hi, my name is Damian Gardner, driver of the Scott Sales Alexander No. 4 Sprint Car. And when I'm not at the track, I'm watching Speed Scene Live.
Welcome back to Speed Scene Live, the #1 online drag racing TV show. Brought to you by Currie Rear Ends, M&H Tires, Hedman Hustler Headers, Aeromotive Fuel Systems, and TheFote.com.
Hey, everybody, and we're back from that short commercial break. Boy, that was a good interview, right?
Yeah.
Great answers.
That's cool.
Yeah, he
Great
is a
guy.
good guy. Yeah.
And now we've got some gas for you, right?
You got it. Hey, everybody. Hi, I'm Hot Rod Bob Beck, and you've got gas on Speed Scene Live. And I have done some exhaustive research, and I do this every year about this time to help you, the driver, the car owner, the car builder, with the things that are important to you, the things you need to work on your vehicle with. And Bruce, why don't you bring up the first item?
Okay.
How many times, Bruce, have you been working on your car? You're trying to get that lug nut or that bolt off, and you've run out of elbow grease.
There we have it.
There we have it. Kale Automotive has got the elbow grease. You always need some of that, and you know what? This big tub is full of it for just $6.99, and you can get it from Kaleco Auto Parts. They have all the good things you need. The elbow grease is just one of them. Now, the warning goes with this, though. It may lead to increased muscle tone and better overall health, so be safe when you use your elbow grease.
Okay, yeah, it's a big tub of it. That's not the only thing that is full of something. What do we have here?
Now, Bruce, when I found this when I had you in mind, because you have got one of the older cars here. And that's always. Do you ever see your blinkers slow down as you're making those turns?
Yes, as the generator.
No, it could be the blinker fluid.
Oh, is that what's going on with my car?
That could be the blinker fluid has run dry, or it's getting stale. You may need to change it.
Stale.
Yes, it fixes the sluggish blinkers in your car.
Look at that synthetic blinker fluid.
That's the new kind. This way, we're not using any fossil fuels to make this.
None of that
is all
Dot-3
genetically
stuff.
engineered.
I've got it.
Yes, GNO blinker fluid just for you.
Oh, there's a lot of people out there that are going to object to that genetically modified fluid, though.
I know, but this is DOT legal, too. It's Department of Transportation legal. They have tested it extensively.
Well, if the government says it's good, it's got to be good.
It's got to be good.
That's right.
Now, one of the things that I've always worried about is, do you ever notice how in the morning your tires seem to be a little bit sluggish as you're driving down the road?
Yeah.
Well, the seasons change and you need to change the air as well. Now, this is the special air you need. Everyone knows that temperature can create an impact on your tires. Well, we have got the right stuff for you. Again, another Calco product. It is seasonal air.
Well, that's just like the gasoline blends in a lot of states.
That's right, and they have taken it a step further to make sure your car is performing at its best, especially if you've got those radial bias ply tires.
Radial bias ply?
Yes.
Really?
Sure.
You've got to be careful of that.
Yeah.
Especially if they're wide whites. All right, now, if your car has been running incorrectly, you have a misfire, it's sluggish on the get-go, you may have to change the spark plug wire cleaner. Clean those wires. Dirty wires don't work. You've got to have the appropriate cleaner to get those wires clean. You don't want to use the stuff from Lucas Electric.
Okay. Oh.
You British guys, you don't want that. Those are guys that they create smoke is all they do.
Yeah, that's right.
You've got to get the greatest spark plug wire cleaner around, and it will give you the performance you are lacking, or your car.
I know what you're talking about. I had a Jag, an XJ6,
Yes.
and I tell you what, the Lucas Electric, I think an entire jug of this stuff would not have helped.
It works because one of the things about the Lucas, and this is off the subject a bit, but most people think Lucas Electrics put wires in those tubes. There is no wire in those tubes. You know when you've got a problem when the smoke that's in those tubes gets out.
Oh, that's it. The smoke is doing
the
the work.
When the smoke is coming out, you know you've got an electrical problem.
Well, now I know. See, I should have kept the car.
All right, now, most of us that work on cars, you never know when you're going to get around to fixing something. Well, this is your round to it.
That's what it looks like.
That is a round to it. You're always going to get around to doing that. This makes sure you can do it. You can get one of these and make sure you get round to it whenever necessary.
Man, see, for all these years, I just didn't know.
Yes.
I just didn't know. Ignorance is not bliss.
It is one of the exciting. Now, anyone who builds a car knows the improvements you add to your car always make the car go quicker.
Yes.
But unless you've got one of those expensive dynos to go to, you have to rely on a butt dyno.
Is that what this is?
That is
the
a butt dyno. Yes, you set on that, and it tells you, you get the seat of the pants action to tell you whether or not those improvements have really done their job.
The butt dyno.
The butt dyno.
Have you ever tried the butt dyno?
I have always had a butt dyno in my car. I can always tell you when my car is quicker. I've got the feeling. Now, some of you drive with some of you drive with a passenger. And some of them, you get that backseat driver, that passenger that always wants to tell you, you shifted too soon, you shifted too late, you didn't cut the reaction time you were supposed to. This is the passenger noise reducing method.
Oh.
This is one size fits all, and they come in multiple colors. This one happens to be blue. It works better on some of the cars, but it is the passenger noise reducer. Calco has it. It's an all-in-one solution. It's for backseat drivers, nagging significant other drivers, people who doubt the awesomeness of your driving, and more.
And I think it's pretty self-evident as to how it works.
And it works effectively, too.
All right, then.
All right. Now, Bruce, you come from Alaska.
Yes.
That is an area where four-wheel drive is almost mandatory.
True.
But in the summertime, four-wheel drive is a power drain.
True again.
This system makes your car all-wheel drive whenever you need it. It bolts on between the wheels and the axle, and it uses a very extensively strong fan belt to run between the front and the rear of the vehicle. It gives you all-wheel drive with a simple bolt-on method.
Why, that is amazing. I don't know what happens when you corner, but maybe you just don't turn.
No
Well,
turning.
Okay, no turning.
No
turning. But, well, unless you put 2 of these on so that you have them on all 4 wheels. Then you can power slide through those corners.
Whoa.
Whether it's snowing or raining or icy, you will have all-wheel drive to get around those corners safely.
Why didn't I think of that?
We wondered about that, but we moved on. Now, in the East Coast and in many parts of the country, we have had extensive cold weather.
Oh, yes.
Cold weather is very hazardous to your tires. So to address that situation, in cars, you use antifreeze in the engine compartment, correct?
Yes.
Except on your Volkswagen Beetles.
Right.
Why not Polar Vortex air for your tires to keep them safe during the winter?
So this would be colder than the typical
outside
seasonal
air.
air.
Yes. You don't want to try that. Seasonal air is okay in moderate temperatures. But unlike us here in California, where we don't really have much, like this year, for example, we had summer, and we had another summer.
Yeah.
So, you didn't have to change the air. But in those colder regions, you need Polar Vortex air for your tires to keep them safe and keep them running round.
Bob, without you, I don't know where we'd be.
I know. Now, one of the things we talk about, you've tried an X-Pipe on your car. I don't know. You run through mufflers on your car, Alex?
We used to have an X-Pipe.
You used to have an X-Pipe.
Yeah.
Well, this is an improvement over the X-Pipe, the H-Pipe, dual exhaust. This is the O-Pipe.
Or an A. It looks kind of like an A.
Yeah. If you turn it upside, yeah, it is. Maybe it's made in Canada. I'll have to look.
Oh, they're right.
No.
Yeah, I get it.
Bob Hearns is listening to this.
Pipe.
Yeah, Bob Hearns is listening to this snake bite, and he knows. We got it there for him. Well, this is the O-Pipe, and it has nothing on the H-Pipe or the X-Pipe. It provides 100% full back pressure.
I do understand that. Back pressure is important.
Yes, and you've got, especially when you've got gas. On Speed Scene Live.
Oh, there we go. The Great American Auto Lead.
All right, now most people look at this and going, okay, this is a suspension part. No, you are so wrong. This is a high-quality piston return spring. For those of you that we have high temperature resistant system. It goes up to 300 degrees Fahrenheit. If you've got a piston that is just not returning properly, you put in the piston return spring, and you will never get a stuck piston again.
Wow, so you're talking about no matter if I have a broken connecting rod or a busted wrist pin or any of that stuff.
No.
This baby will fix it.
That's right. It's effective to increase your revs. It increases horsepower. It peaks your torque and a lot of other things. But you need 1 per cylinder. So if you've got a V8, you're going to need 8 of these piston return springs.
That is tremendous.
It is, and it works effectively.
Wow.
I could have put one in my car many times.
I could have put one in my car 8 times.
All right, how many of you have turned your windshield wipers on in a driving rain, and all it did was streak and just spread the dirt and everything else across the windshield?
I did that this morning. It wasn't raining, but there was enough condensation for me to tell that my 1958 wipers were due for a change about 49 years ago.
Well, this saves you the ability to have to change them. You just resharpen your wiper blades with this special tool. Now, the wiper blades are not cutting it with, like you're saying, they're smearing across the windshield. Why replace them? You can make them last twice as long by just resharpening them. Now, this high-grade whetstone is all you need, and it fixes those dull, old, smearing wiper blades.
Boy, I don't know what the people at Trico and Co are going to do, because, with this tool, I will never buy another wiper blade.
That's true, and it will keep your wiper blades fresh from now on.
Wow. I've never smelled them, but if you'll be, if it's fresh,
it's fresh.
I'm there.
Well, you can always pour some of that winterized air on them or summerized air, depending on which one of these you get.
I picked Polar Vortex.
Polar Vortex. And then if you use the elbow grease, you'll get it taken care of in no time at all.
Thank you, Bob Beck, for the Great American Auto Scene. Just in time for what is tomorrow?
Yes, it is April 1st.
That's right.
That's right.
It's a new month.
Hey, you know what? We got some photos to take a look at from Mopars at the Strip.
Mopars.
Let's see if we can find some of these, too. I want to take a look at some now. I think we're going to see Alex the Car Girl Rosio in a couple of these, but we're also going to take a look at some phenomenal machinery here.
There's my kind of stuff, the old, early Mopars.
This event is like eye candy everywhere you look. There's Hellcats, there's a whole car show, there's a thrill ride. Dodge was there giving rides in a drag and drift event. You could get airbrush tattoos, which I have a remnants of on my arm.
Let's take a look at it.
Okay.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
So it used to say SRT, and then it had the Hellcat Kitty. Rawr.
Oh, cool.
But now it's gone. It's kind of
you should have gotten a picture of that.
I know.
I got to make moves of that, too. Is that it had the Hellcat Kitty rawr.
Yeah.
That's
This is the best way to describe it.
Hey, baby, I love it.
Wow.
Now, was that
That's
intentional?
I don't think it was unintentional.
Okay, I mean, that is way up there. Look, it looks like he's got wheels on the rear bumper. Was this one of the wheel stand cars that came out?
You know, I couldn't tell you. I was probably in the pits.
Yeah, so he was one of the guys that was going down the track, wheels in the air.
Good reason to have the little airbrushed cemetery on the side of the car.
Oh yeah, a lot of guys. Here's another one. We were talking about this earlier with Richard. The wheel stand and fire truck. This was a truck that went down the quarter mile, wheels in the air. And I guess there's no firewall or something. The engine's mounted in the back. You can see it there, but there's no grill. I mean, the grill's there, but there's nothing behind it. So I guess when it's up in the air like that, the driver's using that to see where he's going.
Oh, that would make sense. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, too, Bob. I think the original Little Red, was it truck or express, was one of the cab forward
It was
trucks.
one of the A100 Dodges, yes, that looked like a cab over truck, but it was a pickup.
Yeah.
It was taken from the van. They cut off the back part of the van and made it a pickup truck.
All right, so there's a bit of Mopar history in the name. They call this one the fire truck. But the name is still alive and well.
That's cool.
Hey, I
that
know
looks
that
familiar.
car.
Oh.
Wow, look at the Boston Power. All four wheels are off the ground.
Yeah,
Boy,
getting the
you guys-
wheel stand.
And you're working the
2
jack
times over.
stands there.
Yes, we had a little oil change to do.
Oh.
Maintenance, when you're at the track for 3 weeks, that's the only choice you have.
I guess so.
Do
There's
it in the
Richard
pits.
talking it up.
Yeah, Richard's got his Beats headset on, so he's listening to some music.
He listens to the music in the tower, actually. Oh, good to mention. We've got some awesome new partners on board this year. As you can see, the Molly Original decal on the door. They've given us some tremendous support last year and this year. They're stepping up their game, and I can't wait to do some more events for them, and I'll be going to travel around the United States for them in a little while and share my travel stories with you.
Cool.
Shall I say? Diablo Sport is also on the picture in the previous photo. And they're giving us some great support also. So thank you to Molly and Diablo Sport for that.
Now, is this the new child seat you were talking about?
Yes, this is my new high chair.
You look like you're wired for sound on that thing. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
airlines and everything else.
Yes. Well, yeah, airlines, right?
Yeah,
oxygen. That's what I need.
Yeah.
Because
there it is, wheels up. Look at that nice air between the front tires and the ground.
This is not even the highest. This is again on the low power setting that we have. No, when you go from the old, high power pulley and the 1029 air wheels up, it's that launch is kind of like yawn.
Yeah.
But it's all relative.
And there's the
course.
whole team.
Yeah, the whole team. That's Richard, and there's Alex, the car girl, Roggio, in that spiffy new fire suit
Yes.
there. Who's that on your right shoulder?
On my right shoulder must be UMI Performance, I believe. I'm not quite familiar with the suit yet. It's brand new. Impact was kind enough to set us up with an awesome new suit. Got all the new partner logos on there. Of course, Liquid Glow Car Care products on the back. And this photo's funny because it just happens to be the only time all three of us have our eyes closed.
So that's your sister next to you.
My sister, yes. No, that's my mom. She came to see us race, and two out of the 3 races that she's been to, we've been to a final. So,
good.
Can I say good luck charm?
Yes.
Maybe.
I have to see the eyes.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's amazing.
Look at that. Okay.
Must have been the sun in your eyes, right?
Yeah.
The sun was in my eyes.
There
Yes,
is a
we
lot of sun
We
in
went to the
Vegas.
final. It was a great day. Great day. Thank you to Phil and Jill Painter for putting on an awesome event, by the way. I never got to say that, so.
It was
Awesome.
good. Now, how often do they do Mopars the Strip?
Just once a year.
Once a year.
It's always at the beginning of April / end of March. Usually around there, depending on weather and track rentals and all that kind
All
of
right, now
stuff.
you got to play with something out there on the track besides your own car.
I did. Oh,
Did you?
Yes, the Altered. This was a couple of weeks before I got to test the Altered, owned by Dick Krieger in Vegas. I'm going to be racing his car at the Divisional in Vegas the week after the National, so 2.5 weeks from now, in Super Comp. So I just thought I would I haven't been in the car since Thanksgiving, so I wanted to get a test under my belt, just make a few runs on the Pro Tree. I'm not used to the 4/10 Pro Tree. It's completely different than leaving off the bottom bulb, so I was trying to get used to that. I had a little bit of struggle with the trans brake, but we're making some changes for the divisional, and I'm really hoping to do well.
This is going to be a heck of a change coming from a door car.
Yeah, it is. It's the most interesting thing about it is that you're outside. You're just plain outside. There's no inside of the car. There's no windshield.
Yeah.
When you're going 163 at the top end, your helmet starts to lift up from the the speed of the wind, and it's just something to get used to for sure. But it's a blast. Have I said that yet? I mean, it's 60 foots at 120. If you can imagine how quick that is, going from 0 to 60 feet in just over a second. It's quite the feeling.
All right, now you have been gone for 3 weeks, but you're still racing strong, and you're going to other events. Where are you headed next?
We are hopefully going to the National in Las Vegas. Not going to be racing there, but going to be covering it for the magazine, giving everybody the inside scoop on what's going on. We're going to be racing the Lucas Oil Divisional in Super Comp the weekend after that. And then our next race in the Magnum is Fontana PSCA race, which is a double-up points race. Ooh. And if you happen to be at the race and you want to run 2 classes, you can get the second class for free. And if you win both classes, you get $1,000 extra payout.
That's great. Ooh, so you got some targets.
Hello, everybody go.
I'm headed out to NHRA Motorsports Museum twice this week. April 1st is going to be the first cruise night of the year down at Pomona.
You're not fooling.
I'm not fooling.
Okay.
It's going to be there. We're going to be at the NHRA Motorsports Museum at Pomona at the fairgrounds. We open up with the first cruise night of the year, the Twilight Cruise, this Wednesday. And then on Saturday, we've got the Irwindale Reunion. I had to figure out which track are we going to. Irwindale Reunion is going to be. They're going to celebrate, I think it's 50 years since the track was around, the original Irwindale drag strip. So we're going to have a panel discussion along with some of the dignitaries that made history back in those days. And In-N-Out Burger is going to be catering this event. So the food is going to be excellent. And then Saturday night, I go from Pomona to Irwindale for the opening night of the oval track. And it's going to be a good night of fireworks and racing action.
Isn't it funny when you think, oh, it's a catered event, oh, that'll be great, and then you go In-N-Out catered event. You go, oh, nice, I'll be there.
No rubber chicken for us, that's for sure.
Apparently not. Hey, Alex the Cargill, great to see you. And
Thank you.
we ran out of time way too soon, as always.
Well, no, we didn't. We're good.
We're good. Okay.
I mean, we got an action-packed show, but I think we fit it all in. I just real quick want to say congratulations to Mel and Heather from PSCA. They just had a brand new baby boy over the last week. So congratulations to them, and thank you to Matt Hagan for calling in. I appreciate your time, and we really loved having him on the show, right, guys?
We did.
Yeah, totally did.
Bruce, what are you doing this weekend besides sitting behind the control panel?
Yeah, well, there'll be some of that, certainly, but I'm also trying to put more interior parts back into this Lincoln.
There you go.
It's always, it's a work in progress. Even when it's done, it won't be done. But old cars, as we all know, they are never done. Yeah. And, I don't know, keeps me out of trouble.
Sure
That's
does.
what I tell my mom.
Sarah doesn't believe you, though.
That's right. She doesn't believe me for a second.
Better.
She knows. Hey, here we come with the encore presentation of the show. So glad you could join us for Speed Scene Live tonight. And the, variations of the squad is back next week. We'll do this again 1 week from right now, right here at SpeedSceneLive.com.
Speed Scene Live TV, the #1 online motorsports TV show. Brought to you by Curry Racing Rear Ends, M&H Tires, Hedman Hustler Headers, Aeromotive Fuel Systems, and TheFoat.com.